Alright, welcome everyone to a new video for a belated Valentine's Day present for a very special loved one who I'm making these videos for, if that wasn't clear enough yet from the title of this 7th video in this series. I hope the buzzing isn't too loud. I think this is a manageable level for, you know, how loud this buzzing gets. And you may be noticing here, we're not playing Forge today. We're playing Magic the Gathering, copyright 1997, Wizards of the Coast Incorporated. And there is Microprose. This is Microprose Magic. I don't know if I had mentioned this. I might have. I think I hinted at wanting to do this. This is the first... Is it the first? I think this is the first official Magic the Gathering video game ever released. And it was for a very long time the only competent official Magic the Gathering software released, because then afterwards they tried to do like adventure games. Fuck me, this again. Yeah, you know, adventure games and RPGs and shit and things like that with magic cards and monsters and stuff, and it didn't really make any sense or work or play very well, and they were all console games, which obviously is a bad interface for a card game, and it wasn't good. But this has a very nice charm to it that I'll attempt to show off. It's obviously, it's very much, you know, 1997, but this version has been updated with a selection of modern cards, some of which are broken. Hopefully won't run into that too often. But it has a nice little palette of features that I will attempt to show off, you know, maybe over multiple videos even, because this has a lot of replay value, as opposed to just me showing off decks. Now, if we just get started here, this is the main menu here, and there's a bunch of options we have here. The actual main attraction of the game here is a campaign mode called Chandalar, where you travel to the plane of Chandalar and you attempt to free it from the control of you know, 5 evil mages representing the 5 colors of magic. And you walk around town and travel cards for money and food and build a deck, you know, from scratch, basically, from a small starting pool. And it's neat, but I don't really have the patience for that, so instead we'll be looking at this menu here, the duel menu, and we have a bunch of options here. We can well, we can attempt online play, which is probably not going to be very easy right now, since I would have to like go into some sort of IRC lobby and like make a hookup with someone who still has fucking Microprose Magic from 97, and that would be difficult. We can play a duel with a deck of our choice. There are a lot of decks here, some of them, you know, from the original 1987 release, some of them from more modern creations here. Let me just scroll through this list. There are a lot of things for us to try. And that's exactly what I would intend to do here, not in this mode, because this mode is kind of boring and, you know, it only gives us one match. But there's a gauntlet we can run. We can just go through here and either select a deck or have a random deck, you know, select for us. And then, you know, choose these options, you know, choose how many games you want to play for each match, how many opponents you want to face in the gauntlet. It's interesting stuff. I don't think I've gotten farther than like 5 games here, because some of these decks are really, there's some very specific decks, and if you happen to get, you know, a matchup like, you know, if you're playing like mono white and you get a white counter deck, then you're kind of fucked. But you know, we can see here, actually it has the option for ante. That's how old this game is. It still lets you play for ante, which means that's how actually Magic was intended to be played, you know. You know, as in traditional gambling games, you would shuffle your deck and you would take the topmost card from the deck and set it aside, and whoever won the match got to keep that card permanently, for real. It was not a very popular rule, because, you know, you could have like somebody could ante a basic land and the other person could ante like the rare they just pulled for, you know, that with a value of, well, back then it would have been hundreds of dollars, but, you know, still like 20 something bucks, which for back then was, you know, huge for a fucking trading card. And finally, something else that I'm really interested in showing off here is the sealed deck format. Now, I've never shown off a constructed format here in this series. Constructed, of course I have. I've never shown a limited format here in this series, even though they're actually my favorite to play with by far, because they require a very distinct you know, sensibility in deck building where you have to really try to form your own archetypes basically from a limited card pool. I think they inspire a lot more creativity, and you know, you get to use cards that normally you wouldn't in certain decks because they're not exactly optimal for most purposes. But this does have the potential to reveal cards that, as I've said, break the game sometimes. But you know what? Usually I get through it fine. Usually I don't make it to the final, but that's okay because we can save, and then we can load the save and cheat our way into the final. Not that I would ever do that. There's a lot of options we have here. As we can set the number of rounds here. We can again play with or without ante, etc. How many free lands are given, build either 40 or 60 card decks, and here we have the sets we can select. So here we can have the big tournament boxes, which are a product that are no longer actually made, but they were specifically designed for sealed deck. And we have, let's see, let's start at the beginning here. Some of these sets are not exactly as pure as in the original version. There have been, obviously, as I said, modern cards inserted into some of them. But here we have Unlimited, Revised, 4th edition, 5th edition, 8th edition for the big boxes. And for the boosters, we have, let's start at the beginning again, Arabian Nights, of course, the very first expansion, Antiquities, the second, good old Legends, which I always like to insert, The Dark, Chronicles, no Homelands, you'll notice. Chronicles was, I don't know if I've ever talked about Chronicles. Chronicles was essentially for, until the release of Modern Masters, like almost 20 years later, it was the first and only attempt to make a best of set, a larger best of set of all the expansions for, you know, some cards that had by then become very rare and hard to find because they'd gone out of print, and they were printed with white borders like the core sets were at the time to distinguish them. But they were very unpopular with a lot of players because they made, you know, cards that were supposed to be particularly rare pretty much ubiquitous to some extent, and so that idea was scrapped for a little while. But then we got Modern Masters, which just basically is the same thing except with more focus, so who knows really, the environment's always changing. 5th edition again, 8th edition again, and we're back to Unlimited. That's my introduction of Microprose Magic here. I'm gonna take a little break, and I'm gonna figure out what I want to do today to see, well, we'll see first off how much time we have left here for this video. But I think we'll be having a lot of fun with this game, just for the next couple episodes while I think of another cool deck to show off. So, see you after the break. Alright, welcome to the gameplay. Exciting stuff here. I'm going to be starting with just a simple gauntlet play to, you know, introduce, well, first off, the degree of AI complexity in this game, show off the basic interface, you know, maybe see some interesting effects here that we wouldn't normally see in a constructed Forge game. I'm not going to do anything too fancy. I'm going to play a random deck, you know, just to be surprised myself. Maybe I'll get something crap and we'll have to start over, but, you know, that's part of the fun. Best of one, so we'll have to, crush our opponent a single time it proceeds. We'll get to hopefully see a large variety of decks. And we're going to go through 20 opponents, or at least we're going to try. Here we go. Let's see. I'm playing Dante. I have no idea what that means. And he's playing a blue weenie deck, which means it's going to be a blue deck that runs a lot of small creatures that attempt to overwhelm me. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I'm going to say I'm going to play first. You can already see the interface is a very, very unique, stylized look to it, which obviously is part of the huge appeal. I don't know what this deck does, so I don't know if that's a good hand. I'm gonna say the Onulet in the wall should be enough to get me through whatever this does, so presumably I have to use the Earthquake. This might actually be great against weenie decks, so let's just see what happens. If not, I can just start another game, play a Mountain, and that's gonna be it for my turn. Over here on the left, you can see all the different phase markers, and obviously there's the same thing for the opponent as well. You can't see my mouse cursor, can you? Just imagine that you can. But I can, you know, obviously if I click here, I can take any of these phases. Just first off, I can ask for context help, obviously. But I can just mark any of those phases to stop. Sometimes I have to do that to be able to use certain effects in certain ways. Wow, this is like a meme now by this point. Great. No, we're not gonna change the fucking color scheme. Yeah, he just played an island. Yeah, pretty good. Second mountain, and I still don't have anything to play except for the earthquake for one day, which I'm going for. Okay, he's gonna play a flying man. That's a 1/1 with flying. It's considered one of the best creatures back in the day because it was just a straight up 1/1 with an extra ability for drawbacks. Okay, now that we have our third mountain, now we can finally play either the Wall of Stone. Here you can see, this is the card view. You can either leave the text box unexpanded, so it looks all nice, but you might not be able to read anything, or you can just expand the text box and cover up the type line. Or an Onulet, which is a 2/2 that, this is in my Bosch deck as well. When it dies, we get 2 life. I can't block the flying man either way, so, and the earthquake is not gonna hit it, right? Because flying creatures are not affected by earthquake, so that's fucked up. Then, in that case, I'm gonna play the Onulet. Here we go. Oh, he's gonna force spike it. Great. I'm really glad I did that. Fuck you. God, great. Well, that shows you blue ticks. This is gonna be a great recording to this is gonna be a great video. Prodigal Sorcerer, yeah, that's a great card. Tap to deal 1 damage to target creature or player. Wow, excellent. I really got a great deck, and I still don't understand what Dante is supposed to mean. Okay, we drew the Gauntlet of Might that gives all red creatures +1/+1, and whenever a mountain is tapped, basically gives us 2 red mana instead of 1. But if I play that, I'm not going to be able to do anything else this turn. So I might as well. What? Huh? Why did that pay for itself? Okay, well anyway. That's the end of my turn. That was fun. Another flying man. He's not going to hit me with the sorcerer, but he's going to play a second one, which is just fantastic. Wow. If I play the Gauntlet now, then I still can't play the Onulet, so... Onulet first, Gauntlet the next turn, I'm gonna say. Yeah, great. That was really important. I mean, that's a smart thing to do with the sorcerer, I guess, leave it open to next turn, but... Okay, he's gonna ping me again, and he's gonna bounce the... This is really... I mean, this is a great display of how fucking annoying early blue decks can be. There's a strip mine, that's gonna blow up one of my mountains, that's... I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed by this deck so far, I have to say. I got another Wall of Stone. Let's try the Onulet again. Go fuck yourself. Okay, here comes an unstable mutation. That gives us +3 to the enchanted creature, and every... There goes my Onulet. I think the smart thing to do is fold. I really think at this point there is nothing I can really do to stop this fucking bullshit from killing me. So let's try again with a different deck. I'll see you in a bit. Hello, you may be noticing that there's no video here to match this voice recording. That's because I'm recording it on my phone separately to vent my frustrations about the production process for this entire fucking video. As many of my close friends and associates have known and been told recently, my laptop is a piece of shit and has gotten so unusable to the point where, after some intensive processing tasks like recording and rendering video segments, it just overheats, and without any warning, without any sort of, battery charge being involved, it just fucking dies after about anywhere from 15 to 30 to I don't know how many minutes, if I'm lucky. And, I recorded the really disappointing, completely shitty game that I just showed you. And then I had another go with a nice red and white Boros deck that I'm just going to use it again next time I record, because that was really unfair. Let's just agree to that. And I was having a great game, and I was pretty much about to win. I would have closed it off there. I even, in fact, mentioned that I was nervous that my laptop was about to die again spontaneously, and then it did. And so that's gone. That's that footage completely lost forever. It's as if I'd never recorded it. So I'm a little bit tired now. I'm going to take a break until tomorrow, probably, when this laptop stopped being such a piece of fucking faggotry. Apologies. Reclaiming slur is sometimes necessary for me to adequately express how fucking annoyed I am by the just sheer inept technological limitations I'm forced to work with here. So yeah, so that's something that happened, and I even doubt that I'm going to be able to render this entire video on my laptop without it, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, you know what's up. Let's cut the bullshit here. I remembered my deck, I remembered the opponent's deck as well. Now the thing is, the last time I recorded, I didn't remember how the rest of the phrase Java update. I didn't remember how the rest of the phrase 9/10 of the law goes, you see. But now I know that 9/10 of the law is possession, which means this is going to be some bullshit blue deck that steals our stuff. Played by Cletus Heat, the ugliest motherfucker in, the multiverse. And what that means is that we're going to kick its ass hard, and we're going to kick its ass fast if this game ever starts up. And I lost the coin toss. Okay. Now, I really hope this goes as well as my last run, because otherwise, I've already got a Moxen and the Plateau. That's pretty good. And for some reason, he's letting me choose, despite winning the coin flip. So I'm going to start. I'm going to play both of those. You know what? Maybe this is karma. Maybe this is making up for the bullshit that I had to face. And let's just see. Let's just see. Actually, the most efficient play I can do here, I can get a body out and do some burn spells here. I'm gonna get, here, I haven't mentioned this one in my last play. I have to keep in mind that I don't actually, the things I said last time aren't gonna be on record, but, Isamaru Hound of Konda, here we go. It's a 2/2 legendary creature for 1 white. And a lightning bolt, just to really get some advantage here, because I don't want this guy to start stealing any of it. That's never any good news. That's never any good news. Actually, that's transmogrant. I'm not sure that's a real word. That's a pretty much of a staple of this set of cards that we have here. Sacrifice it and put a +1/+1 counter on a... Hello? Non-artifact creature, and it becomes an artifact creature. So, that's pretty cool, huh? Am I recording this right? You know what? Nah. I'm gonna have to assume I'm recording this right. This is the worst video I've ever made. I made a joke about this series getting progressively worse with each video. I wasn't lying. It's absolutely true. Do I want to get another body out, or do I want, oh, this is just 3 damage. I thought it was 5. That's not good. That's, pretty... First strike protection from black. You know what? Lightning? Fine. I'll play the body while I still have these limited lands. I can start playing the burn spells when I have more mana on the field. It's not as if I need a whole lot of mana for burn spells, but it's good to get an advantage here that actually lasts. And it's not as if this guy's actually playing anything. There goes another transmogrant. Ooh, what's this? Jungle Shrine makes 3, comes into play tapped. Yeah, that's one of those shard lands that nobody likes. Is there green in this deck? That doesn't make any sense. That's not Boros. Anyway, yes, as I said, now we have plenty of land for burn spells. In fact, we can only play one burn spell. Okay. Let's play the lightning healings. 3 damage to target creature or player, and we gain 3 life. That's a pretty neat and obvious combination of red and white magic, isn't it? Here we go. Bam. Take that, and now we're gonna hit for 4 damage. And unlike the previous game, nothing is really happening. This has been the most important demonstration of Microprose magic that I've seen. Basically, the only exciting thing we've seen here are the aesthetics. I'm hoping I can figure out something more fun and less, you know, taxing of resources to do with this stupid fucking laptop for next video. Because I don't think I can actually run through a whole gauntlet without the fucking thing dying midway. Apparently you can save gauntlets and obviously load them, but I've never figured out how that actually works. So, yeah, so that's... Okay, unless he gets something out of this instead, this isn't very interesting. I might, I'm gonna stop this, I might try to go for a third... I don't know. Yeah. Terrible, terrible video. Here we go. Oh no! Wow, that was really clutch, my friend, but unfortunately, can incinerate target players? Yes. Yeah, sorry dude, I have more burn spells. Yeah. That goes to -2. And we won. And what I do like about Microprose magic is that it can always have like nice without computeristic things at the end, like seems like, ah, you won, but can you beat me using only binary? Oh my gosh, and he had a City of Brass too, and then I had another Isamaru, and I don't know. I might see you after this. If not, then I'll see you whenever I feel like touching this piece of shit again. I mean the laptop. The game's great. The laptop is just abominable at this point.